Alright, today we're talking Lego bricks and ninjas. That's right, I'm going to talk about Lego Ninjago and why it is in fact an excellent show and why you should consider watching it. That's why it's a review, so let's just go. Now, in my opinion, the writing, the character development, it pretty much carries the viewer to continue watching. It's in the same vein of shows like, I think Avatar is the best fitting example of this because it's the closest kind of show. The same audience would be appealed to both shows, and therefore I think they also go on the same premise, sort of, not narratively but conceptually. Lego Ninjago is less end goal plot based and more arc based. You don't know what that means, but think of anime, most commonly anime, so Dragon Ball, Naruto. The shows don't have a clear end goal, so it's a short time period within the greater sense of the show where they have a goal. So like in Dragon Ball, technically the overall goal is for Goku to become the strongest character, but it isn't clear how he's going to get there. In Lego Ninjago, the end goal is, well, I don't even think there is a clear end goal. It's for them to become the bear. It's for them to pretty much just live up to being the elemental masters or whatever. Other elements that you can't ignore, the amount of nostalgia that is had, especially being an older and rewatching the show for like the third time in a row. It brings a ton of nostalgia along with it. The show is written to allow younglings to understand, but also incorporates humor that appeals to a wider audience, as well as developing the characters in a way that makes sense. In some shows, I'm not going to name which ones, but in some shows that have run for a really long time, character development kind of has to be brought back a bit, right? So they kind of have to like start over or do something else. In my opinion, the way Lego Ninjago handles it is a bit different, especially for characters like Lloyd, where they had to suddenly age him up. Let's just talk solely about character development and relationships and stuff for a minute here. It took Nia and Jay 6 seasons to come to terms with themselves, and a further 4 seasons to get married. But if you're looking for the romance-centered show, all that stuff, why are you here? This is a show made of Lego. What did you expect? They managed to give all the characters the spotlight. I've seen this handled in a similar way in shows like My Hero Academia. The show has a relatively large cast, right? I think there's got like 20 to 30 people in the main cast at this point, speaking of season 5. And they've managed to develop each individual character somewhat, not a whole lot for all the characters, but for the most part, they're pretty good at handling developing the characters. Also, just in case you're wondering why I reference anime so much, it's because it's the main genre of show that I watch, as well as the fact that the main premise for this channel is animated content rather than just broader content. I'm gonna start with Zane. When he found out he was a robot, that was probably one of the most shocking or biggest reveals of the time, which was in like season 1, I think. And that put us through our paces. And then they do have some themes which I think are pretty relevant in terms of like lessons to teach. Like Jay had to come to terms with his family and being adopted. That's a big thing because he did find out in one of the later seasons, spoilers, that he was adopted. Not really spoilers if you haven't watched the show, then yeah, but it's kind of old now, so yeah. And then of course Kai has to learn to be humbled, and that he's not going to be the best, and he's certainly not going to be the Green Ninja, even getting reprimanded by Master Wu when he tries to take agendas into his own hands to try and, quote, become the Green Ninja, which we do see very soon. He changes his mindset. He changes his mentality. I must do everything that I can to protect, because that is the job of the other ninja, is to basically be the Green Ninja's helpers / sidekicks. I just realized that sidekick culture has kind of become less and less over the years. Anyways, I'm going to talk about Lloyd now. I think he's one of the most developed characters to exist, up there with like Zuko from Avatar. You can't change my mind about this. This is one of the few things that I won't really change my mind about. He is a very well developed character. So let's review the stages he's gone through. He has gone through making snakes steal candy, to following his father in his footsteps to the path of evil, to fight his dad multiple times. He lost his powers, almost lost his friends a couple of times, had to watch his dad sacrifice himself. Also, he did have to lose Zane for a few seasons. Well, actually not a few seasons, just one season. He technically died, but didn't die. It's a complicated thing. Just go watch season, I think, 3 and 4. Alright, and on top of all of that, he lost half of his childhood. And if you're confused as to how that would happen, one episode they were fighting, Garmadon was like, I am going to revive this really old creature that is good at hunting people. And then Wu went and got a potion that would make things older. And then Lloyd pretty much was like, okay, I have this potion. Oh wait, we are losing. I need to use it. So he basically jumped on the dragon and sacrificed his age for the sake of saving all of his friends and pretty much the greater good from this dragon thing. I forget what it's called. I really need to rewatch the series so I remember all the terminology at this point. But yeah, then he got aged up. Like, I think he went from being 10 to being 16 or something. I'm again not sure at this point, but I think he was the same age as the ninja. I also just want to point out that Garmadon was secretly redeemed on the side without even realizing it, and it just kind of happened. And he's also another really redeemed character, from being the Lord of Darkness to being their sensei to being the Lord of Darkness again. So that's all I've got to do for now. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, do the subscribes. Do the subscribes. And also thank you for watching. Also special thanks to my editor Boki for editing this video.